1942. Wheat penny, no mint mark. Market value, $8,600. What if the penny sitting quietly in your coin jar right now is secretly worth more than $8,600? Yes, you heard that right. A simple 1942 wheat penny with no mint mark could be hiding in plain sight, carrying a story of wartime history, minting precision, and numismatic wonder. The year 1942 marked a turning point in American history. As the world was engulfed in the chaos of World War II, every factory, every worker, and even the U.S. Mint was affected by the pressures of wartime production. Metal became a critical resource for the war effort, and coins like the 1942 no-mint mark wheat penny tell that story through their composition and scarcity. Struck in Philadelphia, these pennies carried no mint mark, which was typical for coins minted there. Yet among millions made, a select few stand out for their exceptional condition, rare die characteristics, and historical significance, making them treasures worth thousands of dollars today. Holding one is like gripping a tiny piece of 1940s America, a time when people saved every cent. Children collected scrap metal for soldiers, and the penny itself symbolized endurance and sacrifice. The 1942 wheat penny continues the legacy of Victor. D. Brenner's design featuring Abraham Lincoln's right-facing portrait on the obverse. On the reverse, two elegant wheat ears frame the denomination 1 cent, a simple yet timeless image representing prosperity and hard work. The lack of a mint mark beneath the date means it was produced in Philadelphia, the oldest operating U.S. mint. What makes some 1942 no-mint mark pennies worth up to $8,600 isn't just age, it's the grade, color, and preservation. The highest value coins are those preserved in near-perfect mint state condition, displaying full red luster, sharp details, and minimal contact marks. These qualities are exceedingly rare because most pennies circulated heavily, losing their shine and crisp design through years of handling. Only a few survived untouched, tucked away in rolls, collections, or forgotten drawers, waiting decades to be rediscovered. To check whether your 1942 penny is special, start by examining the date and area beneath it. The absence of a D or S confirms it's from Philadelphia. Use a magnifying lens or 10x loupe to study Lincoln's profile. Focus on the hairline above the forehead, the curve of the jaw, and the clarity of the eye. The sharper these details appear, the better the strike. High-grade coins often reveal fine lines on Lincoln's coat and distinct grain patterns in the wheat stalks on the reverse. Another tip is to tilt the coin under natural light. If it gleams with a reddish-gold hue and no dark spotting, you might have a valuable red RD specimen. Coins with a slight mix of copper and brown tone are graded red-brown RB, while darker ones are brown BN. The color grade alone can make a huge difference in value. An MS-65 brown penny might fetch a few $100s, while a perfectly preserved red example in MS-67 can soar to $8,600 or more. The 1942 penny story also intertwines with the wartime changes that followed. The U.S. Mint faced copper shortages as the metal was redirected toward ammunition and military equipment. This led to the famous 1943 steel cents the next year, making 1942 the final full year of traditional copper wheat pennies before that shift. Some transitional errors even occurred during this period, such as experimental planchets and slight alloy variations, which are now among the most sought-after finds by collectors. That historical link between peacetime coinage and wartime necessity adds a layer of fascination for anyone holding a 1942 no-mint mark wheat penny. If you suspect you've found one, handle it carefully. Never clean or polish a coin, no matter how dull it looks. Doing so destroys its numismatic value instantly. Instead, handle it by the edges, preferably while wearing cotton gloves to prevent skin oils from staining or corroding the copper surface. Examine both sides under strong but diffused light to reveal the true texture and condition. Even tiny scratches or fingerprints can drop the grade, so patience and care are essential. Now comes the question every collector asks: how do you store a valuable 1942 wheat penny safely? Proper storage is as important as finding the coin itself. Copper reacts with humidity, air, and temperature changes, leading to oxidation and darkening over time. The best way to preserve your coin is by sealing it inside a non-PVC holder, such as a Mylar 2x2 flip, airtight capsule, or professional-grade coin slab. Store it in a cool, dark place with stable temperature, ideally around 65-70 degrees Celsius, and avoid high humidity areas like basements. Adding silica gel packets inside your storage drawer or cabinet helps absorb moisture. Serious collectors often invest in archival quality coin albums with acid-free pages to keep their coins safe for generations. Remember, environmental protection preserves value, and the shinier your 1942 penny remains, the more it can be worth in future markets. Another critical step is professional grading. Services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, evaluate coins under strict standards and encapsulate them in tamper-proof holders. Their grade determines your coin's market category, from circulated to uncirculated, and from MS-60 to MS-70 mint state. A 1942 Wheat Penny graded MS-67 red with no mint mark can easily command $8,600 or higher at auction. The authentication not only protects the coin physically, but also adds transparency for buyers and collectors. Collectors love stories, and the 1942 Wheat Penny has plenty. Imagine the millions of coins minted that year, passing through the hands of soldiers' families, factory workers, and school children buying war stamps. Each penny was part of a massive economic engine driving America through one of its hardest times. Some of those coins stayed hidden in piggy banks or military lockers, unknowingly preserving perfect specimens for future generations. Today, discovering a gleaming, untouched 1942 penny feels like uncovering a secret message from the past, a reminder that even small things carry history. When inspecting your own coins, compare weight and sound as additional tests. The genuine 1942 penny should weigh around 3.11 grams and produce a distinctive ring when gently tapped on wood, not a dull thud. Check for any doubling in the lettering or date. While true double die examples are rare for this year, they can add immense value if authentic. Also, ensure there are no signs of tampering, such as filed down mint marks or altered surfaces. Counterfeiters have been known to modify 1942 D pennies to mimic the no mint mark version, but under magnification, the tampering usually reveals itself through tiny tool marks or irregular color patches. Beyond financial worth, owning a 1942 no mint mark wheat penny is an emotional experience. It's not just a coin, it's a relic of hope, endurance, and craftsmanship during an age of global turmoil. Each scratch, each tone variation whispers stories of ration cards, factory shifts, and families saving coins to support the war effort. It stands as proof of how something as small as a penny could hold both material and sentimental power. The artistry of Brenner's design, combined with the penny's symbolic resilience, gives it a personality that modern currency lacks. The next time you sift through a handful of change or an old collection, pay attention to those faint copper glints. The 1942 wheat penny without a mint mark might be sitting right there, waiting for discovery. Flip it over, study the wheat stalks, feel the smooth edges. It's more than metal. It's memory, history, and mystery combined. And if it happens to be in pristine, untouched condition, you might just be holding a piece worth $8,600. That's the magic of numismatics, ordinary coins with extraordinary stories. So keep your eyes sharp, your hands steady, and your curiosity alive. Because treasures like the 1942 wheat penny prove that even the smallest things can carry the greatest worth. Next up, 1945 wheat penny, S mint mark, market value, $8,200. Imagine holding a tiny piece of metal that has silently traveled through 80 years of history, carrying within it the spirit of victory, sacrifice, and post-war hope. That is the power of the 1945 wheat penny with the S mint mark, a small copper coin from San Francisco that might just be worth a stunning $8,200 today. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary Lincoln cent, yet hidden beneath its humble shine lies a story shaped by the final days of World War II. As soldiers returned home and factories shifted from war supplies to peacetime production, This penny emerged as both a symbol of recovery and an unexpected treasure for modern collectors. Few people realize that among millions minted, a small number of 1945's wheat pennies were struck with extraordinary quality, perfect dies, and flawless preservation, making them among the most valuable small-denomination coins in U.S. history. The 1945 wheat penny continued Victor D. Brenner's timeless design. Abraham Lincoln's right-facing portrait on the obverse, the words "In God We Trust" arched above, and "Liberty" resting to his left. On the reverse, 2 wheat ears framed the denomination, 1 cent, surrounded by United States of America, and the proud motto, E pluribus unum. What makes this particular coin fascinating is the small s beneath the date, marking its origin at the San Francisco Mint. During the 1940s, San Francisco was known for producing coins with exceptional strike quality and clarity, and some 1945's pennies are so sharply detailed that they appear sculpted, not struck. These top-tier examples, especially in full red, RD mint condition, have stunned the numismatic community with auction prices reaching up to $8,200. The year 1945 was one of transition. The war had just ended, and the United States was emerging into a new era of prosperity. Copper, which had been restricted during wartime, was finally returning to civilian coinage after years of experimentation with alternative metals like steel and zinc. The 1945's wheat penny represents that return, a symbol of stability and victory after sacrifice. However, because so many pennies were produced for the booming post-war economy, only a handful survived in immaculate condition. Most were tossed into circulation, scratched, dulled, and forgotten in drawers. That's why finding a pristine 1945's penny today feels like unearthing a time capsule from an age of triumph. If you want to check whether your 1945 penny could be the valuable San Francisco variety, start with the basics. Hold the coin under good light and focus on the area just below the date. You should see a small, cleanly struck S. Be cautious. Counterfeiters sometimes alter mint marks, so the S should be evenly aligned and consistent with the metal around it, not etched or raised unevenly. Next, look at the overall sharpness of Lincoln's portrait. High-grade 1945's pennies show clear strands of hair, a well-defined bow tie, and crisp lettering. The wheat stalks on the back should show visible veins, and the edges should be smooth but sharply formed. Tilt the coin under a bright light. If it gleams with a fiery red-orange glow and shows no signs of dark spots or discoloration, you may have a red RD specimen. These fully red examples are the ones that reach the highest auction values. Grading plays a major role in determining how much your coin is worth. Circulated coins, those that show wear from everyday use, typically sell for a few cents to a few dollars. But uncirculated coins, especially those certified by PCGS or NGC, can leap into thousands. A 1945's wheat penny graded MS67 red or higher can easily command $8,200 or more. That price isn't arbitrary. It reflects rarity, preservation, and collector demand. Coins with natural luster, strong strikes, and perfect surfaces become treasures because they're survivors of history's rough handling. Out of millions produced, only a fraction retain that pristine glow. Handling your coin correctly is crucial if you want to protect its condition. Never clean a copper coin, no matter how dirty it looks. Cleaning removes the natural patina that collectors prize, and even gentle rubbing can cause hairline scratches that drastically reduce value. Always hold your coin by the edges using cotton gloves or soft, clean fingers. The oils from your skin can cause oxidation, leading to green or brown spotting over time. When inspecting it, place it on a clean, soft cloth and use a magnifying glass to admire its details. Every tiny ridge and curve on the surface tells part of the coin's journey through history. Once verified, the next step is safe storage. The 1945's wheat penny, like all high-value copper coins, should be protected from air, light, and moisture. Store it in an airtight, acid-free holder such as a 2x2 Mylar flip, a hard plastic capsule, or a professional coin slab. Avoid PVC plastic sleeves as they release chemicals that can corrode the surface. Keep your coins in a dark, temperature-controlled place. Some collectors even use dehumidified safes to ensure stability. Including silica gel packs in your storage case helps prevent humidity buildup. while acid-free paper or cotton pads can help separate coins to avoid friction. Proper storage not only preserves beauty but also safeguards your investment, as copper's delicate surface can change drastically in poor conditions. To authenticate and maximize value, consider professional grading. A certified grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, will evaluate your 1945 penny's strike, luster, color, and condition. They then seal it in a tamper-proof plastic holder, guaranteeing its grade and authenticity. This certification increases its resale value significantly because collectors and auction houses trust the expertise of these grading institutions. A high-grade, red 1945 penny with its mint luster intact can shock even experienced collectors when it crosses the auction block. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1945 Wheat Penny is its historical timing. It was among the last coins minted during the era of the wheat design before the U.S. shifted focus toward modern coinage styles in the following decade. Each of these coins circulated during a time when American optimism was reborn. Families were rebuilding, industries were booming, and the future seemed bright. That emotional resonance makes holding this penny feel personal, almost like shaking hands with the past. Every small detail, the mint mark, the copper tone, the slight wear, tells a story of survival and endurance. Collectors often say that finding a 1945 penny in exceptional condition feels like discovering an artifact. From victory celebrations at the end of World War. 2. Imagine the hands that might have first held it. A returning soldier buying candy for his children. A mother saving change in a kitchen jar. A young boy collecting coins for the first time. Each scenario adds another layer of humanity to the metal disc. That's what gives it emotional weight far beyond its monetary worth. If you're inspecting your collection or coin rolls, don't underestimate the pennies from the 1940s. Many people overlook them because of their common appearance, but the difference between a regular 1945 penny and an uncirculated 1945 can mean thousands of dollars. Weigh the coin. It should be about 3.11 grams. Check the sound. It should have a crisp metallic ring, not a dull tone. Use good lighting and a magnifier to look for any unique features like die cracks, off-center strikes, or doubling, which can further enhance its rarity. Ultimately, the 1945 Wheat Penny stands as a quiet monument to an era of courage, craftsmanship, and renewal. It is more than just a collectible. It's a time traveler from the days when pennies could buy something meaningful, when America was healing and rebuilding. Each one holds within it the memory of that pivotal year when the world began to hope again. To own one in perfect condition is to own a small, enduring piece of history, an $8,200 treasure that reminds us how even the smallest coins can carry the greatest stories. So next time you sift through old change or inherit a jar of pennies, take a closer look. You might just uncover a gleaming, San Francisco-born 1945. Wheat penny whose quiet shine hides a fortune and a story worth retelling for generations. Next up, 1948 Wheat Penny, no mint mark. Market value $7,700. Imagine flipping through a handful of old change and suddenly spotting a copper coin so ordinary-looking it almost blends into the pile until you notice the date, 1948, and no mint mark beneath it. That small detail could mean the difference between pocket change and a potential $7,700 treasure. The 1948 Wheat Penny with no mint mark is one of those overlooked gems that capture the heart of collectors. At first glance, it seems like any other Lincoln cent. Yet its story is tied to post-war America, an era of rebuilding, innovation, and economic revival. This humble penny, minted in Philadelphia, carries not just historical weight but numismatic intrigue, making it one of the standout pieces among mid-century U.S. coinage. The shock value comes from how easily this rare beauty can be hiding in plain sight, tucked away in an old jar, a family drawer, or a forgotten piggy bank, waiting for a lucky finder to recognize its worth. The 1948 Wheat Penny continued Victor D. Brenner's iconic design that first appeared in 1909. The obverse features the noble bust of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States facing right, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," arched above. Liberty to the left, and the date 1948 on the right. The absence of a mint mark under the date reveals it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not place a letter mark on its coins during that time. The reverse displays the simple yet elegant wheat ears flanking 1 cent, symbolizing abundance, unity, and hard work. Together, these design elements remind collectors of an era when craftsmanship and symbolism merged perfectly in American coinage. To understand the significance of the 1948 no mint mark penny, one must look at its historical backdrop. World War II had ended just 3 years earlier, and the United States was transitioning from wartime production to a booming peacetime economy. Copper, which had been heavily used for ammunition during the war, was once again available for coinage, restoring the traditional bronze composition of pennies. Yet, the minting quality in 1948 varied widely, with some coins struck from worn dies or weak pressure, resulting in blurry details. Only a fraction of the Philadelphia coins came out with sharp definition, clean rims, and vibrant copper red. Color. Those are the coins that today command values as high as $7,700 in pristine mint. Condition. Checking whether your 1948 penny might be one of those treasures requires careful observation. Start by confirming there's no D or S mint mark beneath the date. Then, under a magnifying glass, inspect Lincoln's cheekbone, jawline, and hair. High-grade examples have incredibly crisp details in those areas, while lower-grade ones appear flat or worn. The fields, the flat areas surrounding Lincoln's portrait, should be smooth, with no major scratches, dull spots, or fingerprints. On the reverse, the wheat stalks should show fine veins and defined kernels, with clear lettering on E pluribus unum. Next, tilt the coin under light to evaluate its color. A vibrant reddish-orange glow indicates a well-preserved red RD coin, while slightly darker hues are graded red-brown RB, and deep chocolate tones fall under brown BN. Collectors pay a premium for RD examples, especially those certified in mint state, MS66 or higher, by grading services like PCGS or NGC. To truly appreciate the 1948 penny, one must also understand how grading impacts its market value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with mint state coins, MS60 to MS70, showing no signs of wear and possessing full mint luster. While circulated 1948 pennies might only be worth a few cents, an MS67 red specimen can fetch up to $7,700 or more at auction. These high-grade examples are exceedingly rare because copper coins tarnish easily, and even slight handling or environmental exposure can dull their brilliance. The key to unlocking a penny's true potential lies in preservation, something most people in 1948 never considered when these coins first entered circulation. If you suspect your 1948 wheat penny could be valuable, the first rule is never clean it. Many well-intentioned collectors have ruined coins by scrubbing them to make them shine, only to strip away the original surface. Cleaning permanently lowers value and leaves unnatural polishing marks. Instead, handle your coin gently by the edges to avoid oil or dirt transfer. Use cotton gloves when inspecting it, and if necessary, store it on a soft, lint-free cloth. A small coin loop or microscope can reveal subtle features like doubling in the date or letters, though double die varieties are not common for 1948. Any minting anomaly adds to collector appeal. Proper storage plays a huge role in maintaining value. Because copper reacts with air, humidity, and oils, storing the 1948 penny in an airtight environment is crucial. Use a non-PVC mylar flip, a hard plastic capsule, or a certified grading slab. Keep it away from direct sunlight and areas with fluctuating temperatures, such as basements or attics. Professional collectors often maintain coins in climate-controlled safes, sometimes with silica gel packs to prevent moisture damage. If you're building a collection, store each coin separately to prevent surface friction. Remember, what keeps this coin worth thousands isn't just rarity, it's pristine preservation. Now let's talk about authentication and grading, which turn curiosity into certainty. Third-party grading companies like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, evaluate each coin's condition. authenticity, and luster before sealing it in a protective case. A 1948 no mint mark penny graded MS-67. Read by these services carries verified quality and market trust, which is why collectors are willing to pay as much as $7,700 for top examples. Professional grading also guards against counterfeits, as some forgers attempt to alter dates or mint marks to mimic rare variants. However, genuine Philadelphia pennies have unique metal flow lines and strike characteristics that are difficult to fake. Historically, the 1948 penny marked a period of optimism. America was rebuilding its infrastructure, technology was advancing, and everyday life was improving after years of war. Pennies minted that year circulated in a time of hope, buying candy, newspapers, and train fares. Today, owning one is like holding a piece of post-war American energy, the belief that even the smallest coin could play a part in something greater. That emotional connection adds to the coin's mystique, transforming it from metal into memory. Collectors love to imagine where their 1948 pennies have been. Perhaps one passed through a young student's hands at a corner store or sat in a soldier's pocket after returning home from overseas. Each coin carries invisible fingerprints of history. And because the Philadelphia Mint produced such a massive volume, very few people gave individual pennies much thought, making high-grade survivors all the more remarkable. They are not just rare by numbers, but by circumstance. For anyone serious about coin collecting, the 1948 wheat penny with no mint mark is a must-study example. It teaches how condition, rarity, and historical timing combine to create value. It also shows why patience and precision matter. How one small detail, like luster or strike strength, can turn an overlooked penny into a four-figure collectible. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned numismatist, this coin serves as a perfect reminder that treasures often appear where you least expect them. So next time you're sorting through old jars or inherited collections, don't rush past the 1940s pennies. Look closely at the date. If it says 1948 and there's no mint mark below it, take a deep breath and handle it carefully. You might just be staring at one of America's hidden copper treasures, a coin that has survived decades untarnished, holding stories of recovery, progress, and pride. And if luck and condition are on your side, that unassuming little penny could be worth $7,700, proof that even the smallest piece of history can carry the weight of greatness in the world of numismatics. Next up, 1953, Wheat Penny, D mint mark, market value. $7,300. Picture this. You're sorting through a handful of old coins. Their copper faces dulled by time when suddenly your eyes land on a 1953 penny bearing a small D beneath the date. It might look like every other Lincoln cent you've ever seen, but what if that simple coin could be worth an astonishing $7,300? The 1953 wheat penny with the Denver mint mark is one of those hidden marvels in American numismatics, a coin that appears ordinary yet holds extraordinary value for those who know what to look for. Its worth doesn't just come from its metal or age, but from the combination of condition, scarcity, and the story it carries from the golden age of U.S. coin minting. Born during a time of post-war prosperity, this penny symbolizes the strength of a nation rebuilding itself and the precision of the U.S. mint at its peak. To the untrained eye, it's just copper. To collectors, it's a gleaming relic of American pride and craftsmanship, an unassuming disc that could quietly change someone's fortune. The 1953 D Wheat Penny represents one of the final years of the classic wheat reverse design created by Victor D. Brenner. The obverse proudly displays Abraham Lincoln's profile, a design first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Every curve of his face, every line in his coat reflects meticulous engraving, and when struck with a fresh dye, these details appear so lifelike they seem almost sculptural. Beneath the date sits the small letter D, denoting the Denver Mint, the powerhouse of U.S. coin production in the mid-20th century. On the reverse side, two curved wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent, a design that honors America's agricultural roots and symbolizes unity, growth, and prosperity. Although millions were minted, only a minute fraction remain in perfect mint state condition. Those few flawless survivors, gleaming with original red luster and untouched by circulation, are the coins that have shocked the numismatic market with prices reaching as high as $7,300. To understand why the 1953 wheat penny holds such value, one must look at its context. By the early 1950s, the United States was experiencing an era of expansion. Families were moving to suburbs, industries were booming, and coins were being struck in enormous numbers to fuel the growing economy. The Denver Mint, in particular, produced over 700 million pennies in 1953. Yet, despite that staggering figure, very few of these coins were preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition. Most went straight into everyday use, rattling through cash registers, pockets, and piggy banks until their shine dulled and details wore away. Finding a 1953 penny today that looks as bright and flawless as the day it left the press is like finding a copper time capsule, a glimpse back to an America that thrived on optimism and progress. You suspect you might have one of these hidden treasures? The first step is careful examination. Start by locating the mint mark. The D should sit directly below the date, evenly spaced and sharply struck. Counterfeiters sometimes add fake mint marks to common Philadelphia coins, but authentic Denver marks show clean edges and natural metal flow around the letter. Use a magnifying lens or jeweler's loupe to inspect Lincoln's portrait, particularly the hairline above the forehead and the cheekbone area. In a high-grade coin, these features should appear crisp, not flat or faded. Next, study the reverse. The wheat stalk should have fine veins, and the lettering E pluribus unum must be bold and complete. The rim should be full and unbroken, as weak or incomplete rims can lower the grade. Grading is what truly separates an average 1953 penny from one worth thousands. The official grading scale ranges from 1 to 70, with mint state, MS coins beginning at 60. Coins graded MS 65 or higher are considered exceptional, and those with a brilliant red RD color are the most coveted. A coin's color classification, red, RD, red-brown, RB, or brown, BN, reflects how much of the original copper luster remains. Over time, copper reacts with air and moisture, darkening in color. A perfectly preserved red 1953 penny glows with a fiery orange sheen, looking almost as if it was minted yesterday. These coins are the ones that can reach the $7,300 mark, especially if certified by professional grading services such as PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. Handling a coin of this caliber requires care and precision. Never clean or polish a coin, no matter how dull it may appear. Doing so can scratch the surface and strip away the delicate natural toning that experts value most. Instead, handle it only by the edges, preferably using soft cotton gloves to prevent fingerprints or oil stains. When examining your coin, place it on a clean, soft surface under natural or diffused light. The tiniest touch of moisture or friction can lower its grade and diminish its beauty, so treat it like a fragile artifact rather than a common penny. Proper storage is the next crucial step. Because copper is a reactive metal, exposure to humidity and air can cause it to corrode or develop green oxidation spots. The best way to preserve a 1953 wheat penny is by keeping it in an airtight, acid-free holder. Mylar flips, hard plastic capsules, or professional-grade slabs are all excellent options. Never use PVC-based plastic holders, as they release chemicals that damage coins over time. Store your collection in a cool, dry place away from sunlight. Direct light can speed up toning and fading. Some collectors go even further, using temperature-controlled safes with silica gel packs to maintain stable conditions. The key is consistency. Sudden changes in temperature or humidity can ruin a coin surface. Now, if you're serious about determining your penny's value, professional authentication is a must. A coin graded by PCGS or NGC comes with a tamper-proof case and a unique certification number that guarantees authenticity. This not only increases buyer confidence, but also significantly raises resale value. In fact, the highest recorded sales for 1953 wheat pennies, those crossing the $7,000 mark, have all been certified examples in mint state red condition. Without that official grade, even a perfect-looking coin can struggle to fetch top dollar. Beyond its monetary worth, The 1953 Wheat Penny tells a story that resonates deeply with collectors. It represents the last chapter of an era, the final decade before the wheat design gave way to the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959. Each penny from this period carries echoes of mid-century America, the sound of jukeboxes, the rise of family diners, and the hum of factory floors. When you hold a 1953 penny, you're not just holding currency. You're holding a tangible fragment of that nostalgic age. For many collectors, this emotional connection is just as valuable as the price tag. Interestingly, the Denver Mint was known for producing coins with strong strikes during this period. But some 1953 pennies exhibit unique die variations. Minor doubling in the lettering or number 3 in the date can increase value dramatically. If you spot any unusual characteristics, extra thickness in the digits, misaligned letters, or slight doubling, don't dismiss them. Such errors are rare and highly sought after. Even small variations can elevate a coin's desirability in the competitive numismatic market. Another important tip: weigh your coin. A genuine 1953 wheat penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. Counterfeits or altered coins may deviate from that slightly. You can also test the coin's sound by gently tapping it on wood. A clear, ringing tone suggests solid copper composition, while a dull thud may indicate damage or tampering. These small checks help confirm whether your coin is an authentic Denver issue or an altered imitation. Ultimately, what makes the 1953 wheat penny so remarkable is the perfect blend of beauty, rarity, and history. It's a coin that bridges the gap between the old and new America, minted at a time when craftsmanship still defined currency. Each high-grade example shines not only with metallic luster, but with the legacy of the people and events that shaped its creation. For collectors, finding one isn't just about profit, it's about discovery, connection, and pride. So next time you come across a jar of old pennies, take a closer look. That 1953 coin with the tiny D beneath the date might just be more than a piece of metal. It could be a $7,300 window into the past. Examine it carefully, preserve it wisely, and appreciate the artistry it carries. Because in the quiet glow of its copper surface lies more than monetary value. It holds a story of an era when America thrived, its people dreamed big, and even the smallest coin carried the weight of a nation's progress. The 1953 wheat penny reminds us that sometimes history hides in plain sight, shining softly, waiting to be rediscovered by the eyes that truly see.